Welcome to Startup Sim. In this tutorial, we are looking at operating expenses. These are expenses that are necessary for the normal operation of the company, for production, logistics, and distribution. Without these activities, the goods would not have been made and sold. What are some direct expenses that are covered here? Commercial and admin is the cost of distribution, the cost of agents or the cost of your own sales offices, and it comes in the form of some fixed costs and some variable costs, the detail of which you find in the user guide. Advertising is directly the decision that you have made to, to invest in advertising through the decision form F1 in the area. Transfer is the cost of transport, freight if you will, and insurance that have been paid for the delivery of goods to another team in business to business transaction, as well as to another unit of your company in another area. Inventory is the cost of carrying goods in inventory, and again, this is a function of the number of units that have remained in stock for the duration of the quarter, and the cost can be found also in the user guide on a per unit basis. Sales expediting is a little bit special. It is essentially a penalty. If you have decided to sell a good that you do not have in inventory, then Nippon, the company managed by the facilitator, will do the delivery so that the client is not penalized, but will instead charge a penalty to you in the form of a payment for services. And then it will also add some additional cost to your cost of goods sold, so as to reduce your margin in an operation like this. So selling goods that you do not have will create no profit whatsoever. Methods improvement, just like advertising, is the decision that you make in form F2 when you decide to invest in the efficiency of your factories and you make a decision to invest 100,000, 200,000, whatever, it will be listed here. Depreciation and fixed is calculated automatically according to the parameters again laid out in the user guide, but it is the depreciation of your plants at the rate which is specified in the user guide. Net operating expenses is essentially the sum of all expenses above that line, and this will serve as a deduction to your gross margin. After all these operating expenses, you see the net earnings from operation is the operation of gross margin minus operating expenses, and then comes net operating earnings, which again has to be big enough to cover for the other costs that remain to be covered.